everybody, welcome to the Kingdom Creatives podcast. I hope you've been having a wonderful week. My name is Flavia Beswick Malcolm. For those of you who are new, thank you for spending time with us today. And with us is Zuena. Zuena's going to tell us about
Hi.
herself. Yeah, that's her. And before she does that, as per usual, we do a little, a little something just to start us off. So, Zuena, here's how it goes. I will give you a word, and you have to try and come up with 4 lines of a melody to that word. So, in essence, you're creating a song on the spot.
Okay, all right. Okay, gotcha. No problem.
She hasn't said no, so that means that she's got this.
Okay,
guys.
I'm for the challenge.
So, your word is rainbow.
Rainbow. Is it terrible that reading rainbow came to mind? I have to get that melody out of my head.
I mean, I can give you another word.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
A song. Okay. When I fly, there's a promise in the sky, beautiful and high. My God gave me a rainbow in the sky.
Yeah. That's good. You didn't sing. You're fine.
Oh, I didn't. Oh no, I didn't sing. Okay, cool.
Yeah. You're still on the ship. You're good.
Cool.
All right. So that was Zuena. And we're gonna get to know her a bit. So tell us about you. What makes you tick? What are your likes, your dislikes, your influences, worst meal to prepare, favorite food, stuff like that.
Please re-ask me those questions as we go. I don't want to miss out any. I love that.
Oh no, I just want you to talk about yourself. So don't think too hard about them.
All right, no problem. Well, hi everybody. I am Zuena James Bernard. My artist name, I just go by Zuena. I'm from Trinidad and Tobago, deep south side, Point Fortin, born and raised. I'm a singer, songwriter, and a recording artist. I enjoy very much and love creating songs and writing songs about the Lord, and that way making his word a lot more understood by anyone who's listening, and also relatable to those who may have similar experiences like myself or someone else's experience that I'll be able to put into a song. About myself, I mean, that's the music side, that's the creative side. Other creative things that I do, I'm into tech, so I do do robotics, or more specifically, I do come from a tech family. They have a little bit of music, but more of a tech family. So I love creating things. I've always done artsy stuff, and music is where it is. But I used to bake. I don't love baking anymore. I'll bake, but I don't love it as much. But I used to bake, sewing. I used to make like skits and stuff like that. I can do hair. Well, I have locks, but I do like doing hair. Like I'm very, I guess DIY, but not the DIY for like, that was fun. Like, no, I DIY and it must be done excellent.
Okay, I get you.
It has to be good. It has to be good. What else about myself? I studied music. That was my degree. I studied in upstate New York, which was cooler than I thought and very different than I thought. It's more countryside, even though it's in New York. It's not New York City. So I was higher up near Canada. I was in Plattsburgh, New York. I got to know my relationship with God grew a lot more there too, with the church I was attending. I was attending a church called Plattsburgh House of Prayer, which is a branch from International House of Prayer. So prayer is a core, and that really helped grow my faith while at university, which I thank God for. I guess we'll go into more later about how that even happened. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So I want to ask you before we get into it. Um, who would you say was your earliest influence as a recording artist? I know you, well, you did say that your family does a little bit of music, but in terms of, so for me, my earliest influence I can remember, which is pretty weird, is a CD with the cat, it was some Bible songs and stuff, and then there was Dolly Parton, and then some other ones after that. But those are the first two that I can remember growing up, and Lion King.
Oh wow. Okay, that's a great example to help me. My earliest girl, you're absolutely right. My earliest influence would have been a Celine Dion CD. Somebody just gave it to my dad. I had the Discman.
Yeah.
Where you pop it open and you put the CD. Oh gosh, I hope that doesn't. And yeah, I used to listen to that on repeat in terms of it just being a ballad singer. So it wasn't the recording artist part yet, but the singer part.
Yeah.
What I would just be singing around the house. I was always shy, but I would sing home. Everybody in my home.
Right.
But outside, you weren't hearing me. And I thought I sounded great. I'm just like, I could do this. I love this. And then my next influence after that would have been Alicia Keys, where I really wanted to sing and play. So I do play piano, and then I love singing and playing. And she was my influence on that. And the recording artist part of it, that was like, I could do this. So that's when I started piano lessons, because I wanted to play and sing like Alicia Keys.
Nice.
And I kind of just... those two artists, those are my earliest influences. Yeah.
All right, thanks for that. So, guys, Zuena, when I asked her to fill out our guest intake form, she wrote her name in her bio, and she put, when you go on Google and you look for a word and the definition has the pronunciation of the word beside it.
Yeah,
Zena had her pronunciation written beside her name. That's how you know that people be saying it all kinds of ways.
All kinds of ways. At this point, I am more fascinated by what new pronunciations I could hear.
Yeah.
Because
tell us some.
Still get new ones. What? So the proper pronunciation is Zuena. I get Zuena. I get Zuena. I get Zwana. I don't know how. Zwana, Zwina.
Yeah.
Zwe. So it's like they kind of dupe. Zoenia. Yeah, I got those. And then at some point they're just like, Z, can I call you Z? I'm like, sure, no problem. So many times when I'm with everything, I would put the pronunciation because, they would just try. They would just shoot for it. And if I know I didn't give you the pronunciation, at that point, I'm just like, let's see.
Yeah. I completely understand, because my name is also kind of weird too. So I'll hear, some of them are not too far-fetched. So some people will call me Flavor.
Oh.
And then you will hear a person say Flavia, which technically is right if we get in technical. But my mom named me Flavia. And then there is some out-of-the-box stuff like Kool-Aid and Shakaberry and Curry. I've heard Curry.
They just don't want to try.
Yeah, they're just, okay, your name sounds like Flavor. So what else can I do so I don't have to remember your name? Curry. Like, what?
How did that even...
I guess because it's a spice, so technically it's a.
Okay,
I don't know. I just, at this point, as you say, you're just fascinated by what is gonna come next. I've heard flavored, I've heard flavored. The list goes on. So I completely get why you spell the name. I just found it really interesting when I saw the breakdown of the pronunciation beside the name. So what I want to know is, in terms of meaning, is there a meaning towards your name?
Yes, my name is Swahili. Now, how it's pronounced in Tanzania and the African countries it comes from is actually Zuena. But I grew up knowing it as Zuena. So I'm sticking to that.
Yeah.
But it means good. And I'm just grateful. It just means good. Yeah. What's your name mean?
Mine? Oh, you don't want to know the meaning of my... My name means yellow-haired golden. Yellow. Golden.
Well, you're golden.
Okay, I'll work with that. But the yellow-haired, I feel like it's supposed to mean like blonde, but no.
Exactly.
No. But I did see another meaning that had to do with a beacon, or fairness. So I'll work with those as well, but I had to like search the depths of Google to find those.
Right.
But yeah, so we're gonna talk about your music now. So tell us, I saw you mentioned that you would classify it as island pop. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I love genres, period. But what's intentional for me is to keep how I sound, who I am, what I sound like naturally, which is a Trinidadian accent. So the instrumental might not be soca or reggae, which is to the Caribbean. But if it's more of a pop genre or any other instrumental that, when you hear my sound, you won't naturally think that's what you would hear. So that's why I put I'm just like, all right, island pop. I'd still can't, when I'm putting it in iTunes and stuff, I'll put it under the genre that it is. But I am intentional that if it's a pop song, if someone clicks on it, it's like, oh, this is not the tone or the song that I thought I was going to hear. So that's intentional.
Right. I get you. She's explained what her music kind of sounds like. And so she's gonna be launching an album, which I'm excited about. Unfortunately, I can't be there. I keep telling Charnel that I'm gonna make it, and then it just doesn't work out. But one day I'm gonna come to Trinidad and Tobago.
And when you do come, message me, and wherever you are, I am coming, and we are hanging out and we live in.
It's a plan.
Thank
but
you.
I want you to tell me about your process. How did you get the songs that are gonna be on this album? Was it scary at any point? Exciting? What was it like?
Yeah, well, take it all the way back, girl. There are probably like 1 or 2 songs that there are more songs, but of course the time frame and the studio time and the time to create the song that I want. Some made it, and then there's others that are going to be on another project. And these are songs that I've written and had, but again, too nervous to sing it for anybody. So I mentioned to you, like, I would sing home, but I was a bit shy. And I do believe that energy of being shy or nervous, or like, I don't think, like, you have it, you have it, but like you're just nervous because you're scared of what everybody else might think and you're fearful. That is not of God at all. Now that I'm on this side, I still have experiences of them, but it is not of God. It is what the enemy wants to keep us from being great and being able to hold somebody else's hand and say, hey, come, you can do it too. Anybody who's hearing that and that is what's happening with you, you're shy or whatever like that, just take these steps and go. I took steps, scared, with God, and it's getting better. So it's a bunch of songs I just had on my phone, songs that I wrote down in my book. I sat with my piano and I had chord progressions, and they were just there. And so when I released my first song, Let Go, Let God, in 2020, Let Go, Let God was one of them. But that one was more pop and, kind of like hanging out with your friends kind of energy, which I like. But where I am, it's mellow. So I know the radio play would be different. And now that I'm recording more music and stuff like that and seeing how things happen, You know, people like upbeat music, want to have a good time. I love that too. I do. I love it. So I wrote more of that, knowing I had some of these more chill songs. Chill songs. I have some upbeat songs that have deep meanings. And I'm talking like things that are personal experience I've been through in terms of like my being anxious, anxiety, being suicidal. It's like thinking in my mind, is anybody really going to play that on the radio, or does anybody really want to hear that? Like overthinking it now. So I just had it. And after having released 7 singles now, it's just like knowing whatever I experience, whatever I'm experiencing, I am not experiencing it alone. And somebody out there needs to know victory in it. So we're putting this out. We're putting it out. We're putting it out in an album and let it fall with me. God bless it. Gets radio play, doesn't, whatever. It's not even for that. Like seeing the bigger picture of people, even including myself. I love just to hear a body of work. I love to get to know the artist more. I love to hear the message behind it. And the message behind it for me is being saved in Jesus. The message behind it is that I'm human and still walking with the Lord. It doesn't look perfect. It's not rosy. And you're going to hear that in the music. My message is, I'm creative. I love being creative with lyrics. I'm talking, girl, hearing lyrics and catching the story, but they didn't say what it was. That is, I'm like, where are my people like that? I'm writing songs like that for all of us to listen to. So wherever it falls, God bless it, and not overthinking it. I stopped overthinking it and just started to take these steps. Every time I took a step and it's like, or something comes up and you can't do it anymore, or something comes up to interrupt it, I shut down I guess God doesn't want me to do it. No, that's not what it is. That's not what it is.
Okay.
It's push through. Let's find another solution, find another solution, find another solution. Because the easy thing for my old self to do was get nervous, feel fearful. And so if something happens to stop it, I'm like, oh, well, I guess God doesn't want me to do it. No, I'm just being comfortable in my fear. Stop lying, Zwena.
Yeah.
You are lying to yourself. You're just being comfortable in fear. And downplaying what I enjoy doing, what I know the Lord has me to enjoy to do and bring Him glory, downplaying that is not helping anybody.
That's true.
Like I had all of this greatness inside of me. I didn't pass on the influence to anybody else. That's not fair to God.
Right.
God put us all here to be unique. We all have a unique fingerprint. One of my songs says that I say nobody fingerprint copy, though all our steps cannot be the same length on this journey. We're all meant to be unique. So like even when I used to I would compare myself, I would compare my sound. I don't sound like anybody else, so no one's gonna like me. Those are lies from the pits of hell. We're all supposed to be unique. So that thing that's unique about you, that you feel might be a little weird, submit that to God. He's going to show you how it's to be used to bless the body of Christ. We're supposed to be unique. We're not supposed to be the same. Comparison is the thief. Oh, girl, I think I went off on a tangent. I don't know if I answered the question.
No. I'm here for it. I am here for it. You know, one of the phrases that every now and then kind of in the Jamaican terms drape me up is this line from a Mali music song. It's in the same project that he did with Jonathan McReynolds, where he's like, "What's the use of that voice if the world can't hear you sing?" I'm just like, okay,
exactly,
because you know sometimes you're thinking, okay, as you rightfully said. Maybe you're comparing your sound to somebody else's. I don't sound like that, so maybe I should just keep my content to myself, or I think I need more work, I'm not ready, or there are a million and one things that come to your mind, and he's just like, what's the use of that voice if the world can't hear you sing?
Yeah.
And there's somebody that needs to get that message that you have. So I really love that you have allowed yourself to step out of it. It's not always comfortable, but you've allowed God to use you in a way to the point that you can create this album. So tell us when to expect it.
Yes, so October 30th is the album launch itself, but the album will be on sale. So you can, because you're in Jamaica or anybody else outside of Trinidad, do not be wary. You can purchase it on my website, swenamusic.com, and I'm organizing ways to ship it out. If you're not here in Trinidad and you want it, ship it out. It will be on streaming platforms after. I'm not sure how long after yet. And that's just because I really want to honor those who want to have the album beforehand. Like, I want you to just have you alone have the album until before everybody else gets it. I really want to honor those who support the project and are supporting the ministry and everything. This here, hold that for a good while. Nobody else has it but
I get that. So one of the things I saw, guys, if you can, no, it's not even if you can. Like, why did I do that? Let's rephrase. Support her music. It's awesome. And if you can't be at the album launch, stream, purchase, do what you can. Even if it's just on YouTube to share it with somebody else, those little things that add up. So support in whatever way you can. Follow her on Instagram. Tell us your Instagram handle.
Yes, so my Instagram is Zwena Music, ZUWENA Music. That's TikTok, Instagram, Facebook is just Zwena, Spotify, Zwena, ZUWENA, and all of those things you can find on the website in case you get a little confused. So you can go straight to the website too, ZUWENAmusic.com, and the music's there. My files there. You could just type your phone number in there. I'll keep you updated with stuff coming up. So thank you so much for this support.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm gonna segue a little bit. We have a few minutes left, but there was something that I saw in your bio that caught my attention, where there's a phrase that you like to use where it says life. Let me read it properly so I don't mess it up. Lifing can be a trip. Tell us about that. Why use that phrase? How did it come about for you?
Lifing could be a trip. Oh gosh. I said that, and I say that because everyone has a different cross to bear. So my goodness, we can't compare. We cannot judge. We pray for one another, love on one another. Let your brother or your sister confess their sins unto you, and we pray for them. And if they're weeping, we weep. If they're laughing, we laugh. Because my goodness, what you're going through, if the shoe was on the other foot, you can't fit in my shoe and I can't fit in your shoe. So I said that life could be is a trip, it's a journey, and doing it with the Lord, doing it period is a journey. It's up and down, but with God, it's the best of us, because we build character, and we build and we get to know ourselves fully in who God has made us to be, so that as life continues to do what it does, stand firm in your faith and what you believe. But literally lifing, the whole process from when we're born to realization and realizing and enlightenment and revelation till when God calls us home. That trip is a journey. Hello. I don't know where we flying to. But we flying. We outside. God has us flew out.
True. Flew out. Love it. As we get ready to wrap up, I just wanted to encourage somebody. They are procrastinating right now. They might even be listening to this podcast and deciding, I'm not going to practice, but let me just sit down and listen to this and don't do what I'm supposed to do. Still listen to the podcast though, guys. Don't turn it off, just multitask. But there's somebody who is, putting that thing off. I saw where you said the importance of discipline. Can you just leave a few words with regards to that, to just encourage them to step out, have faith, and be bold about it and consistent?
Yeah, for sure. I'm in no way ever saying discipline is easy. I've learned that it's dying. But we as Christians, we say dying to your flesh. And I ask the Lord to please. I'm very visual and I have imagery. Give me the visual for like wick. Because like, okay, I struggle with sweets sometimes. Listen, if you give me a bag of candy, I'll eat the entire bag. The bag says the serving size, right? Like you're supposed to have two.
Sure,
This bag of cookies died. I'm sorry. So like even that discipline to say I just have two today. I'm like, Lord, please give me visual for this or help, because I need to be disciplined in certain things. And realizing spiritually with the Lord. First of all, I encourage people continue to grow in your spiritual walk with the God of the Bible, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And once that, of course, continues to become clear and you're so hyper, become focused on the thing you know you should be disciplined in. Just focus on it. Focus on it. And the steps towards wanting to be better in it, that's where I feel like the discipline starts to get stronger and you start working that muscle more. So for example, I would say, I know, it might sound simple, but let's talk about my home. I need a clean kitchen, right?
Yeah.
But I allowed myself to become comfortable if my kitchen isn't clean because I just don't feel like doing the dishes. I just don't feel like doing the dishes.
Right.
So now I've just lied to myself and say, you know what? I could deal with a messy kitchen. I really can. So like I became more focused on I focus on how I know I can function when my kitchen is clean.
Yeah.
I sit there and I'm reading more. I love being in this space. It smells lovely. I want to open up my windows. I love that.
Yeah.
So because I'm focused on that, I go do the dishes. Yeah. Because I know what my music can sound like or what it could. If it's just one person who loves lyric writing and it sounds beautiful, I focus on probably that relationship or friendship I could have with that person. So now I'm gonna go make sure I'm finish the song, finish writing it, finish the thing that I started. It's in no way easy, but I would encourage just hyper focus on it. You get up in the morning, hyper focus on it. What can I do every day to get better at it? Because I see where I want to be. Don't focus on the ups and downs in getting there, because there's going to be many ups and downs. Just focus on where you know. And I'm telling you all know somewhere inside that you have. Focus on that. And every day, just because you're focusing on it, you'll make steps. You're practicing your piano. You're going to do your vocal exercises. It might feel like it's nothing, but it is something. As I'm preparing for the album launch, sometimes I start feeling nervous because again, I have to now tell people I'm singing to people what's on the album, and I'm being very vulnerable. So every day I do things to be intentional about that. I grew in my prayer life. I say, Lord, I confess. I say, Lord, where are these emotions coming from? I submit them to you. So now I'm getting closer to God, so that one, the night itself, I know it's the God working through me to deliver it. So the emotions you feel, it's not to ignore it. Give them to God, talk to God. God, I'm feeling this while I'm preparing for the place I know you have me to be. And it will make itself clear. The hardship, the last thing I'm going to say, oh my God. The last thing I'm going to say, the hardship, it's not meant to be easy. The hardship is for building character. The hardship is to show you where your faith is in the Lord and growing in that faith. Not in a bad way. Not like God being like, here's your faith. This is where it's at. It needs to be here. It's not that. Like you realize, I can submit this to God if I try. If I focus to do so. When the hardships come, you realize how strong you are. You didn't know you were that strong unless the hardship came. The hardship isn't there to necessarily shut you down. Yes, break you, but not break you for you to stay down. You get back up, and you get up knowing, okay, this is how I won't be broken again. This is what we do, and we problem solve. It builds your character. That's what God wants for us. We build our character in it and we become better. And to me, that's how the discipline starts to form. So now I'm more intentional to do my vocal exercises, not just because, but because I know what the Lord has in me should be delivered in excellence. When it is I'm exercising, I'll do my vocal exercises. Why? Because I want to dance and sing. Because I can dance and sing. So practice that accordingly. So when it's time to deliver, it's done in excellence. It's done as if I'm doing it. Not if I am. Sorry, I am doing it to God Himself, and I'm having. He's seeing the show. I must deliver to Him the best, the absolute best. So I said a lot. But I really hope that encourages you. It's not easy, but it's worth it. The hardships are for a reason. It's to build your character, and every time they come and you feel some type of way, go straight to God. He will lift you up.
Amen. Don't feel any ways, Wena. This space is for the talking. It's for it. So I just want to say thank you for, making yourself available for this. I really appreciate the fact that you are, willing to talk to a complete, I don't want to say complete stranger because we've been following each other on Instagram for a while, but, just, availing yourself to jump on here and encourage the people. I really appreciate it. And I know at least one person was blessed from listening to this. So
thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
Sure, of course.
Because we
was awesome having you.
Get to schedule this, and I'm so glad everything worked out. And it's in its timing. And I was so happy to get to know you go through this, and not a complete stranger at all. But now I get to meet the person. We follow each other. I get to see you. Hi
friend.
Hi friend.
So guys, I was telling Zwena before we started that I wanted to talk about a love story, but because I don't want to rush it, I'm gonna ask her to come on here another time. We'll discuss when that would work.
Yes.
But I don't want you to have to skip out stuff, because I think, especially as creatives, our emotions drive a lot of what we do. And so I feel like your story could help to encourage or uplift or motivate somebody as a fellow creative looking to strike that balance between creating and having a healthy love life, and all of that floats around just being a human being. So definitely we can figure out when would work for both of us for another time. But sure. I don't want to rush through it. I do want to have that conversation though, so I didn't forget about it, but I don't want to rush it. So thanks again. And for those who are listening, this was the Kingdom Creatives podcast. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for your time. I hope this was beneficial to you. I hope it was encouraging. And make sure that you follow wherever you listen to your podcast. Subscribe, share it with somebody, and continue to be awesome. God bless y'all. Blessings.